Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Holster Sommelier. Where later this week, we're going to be releasing another episode, head-to-head comparison, John Wick 3 Original STI Combat Master versus John Wick 4 Pit Viper. Which will be faster, which will be flatter, which will the shooters prefer? But before that, the sommelier's been getting lots of questions and comments about pure custom holsters and why the sommelier has such a preference for them. So this episode is going to take a few minutes, look at the Combat Master, and a couple holster options for the Combat Master. For the Combat Master, the sommelier thought it's another great opportunity to feature a few options. In the last episode, you saw the shooters had battle belts on. They were using Kydex holsters. Kind of the two go-to companies for the sommelier are Legacy Firearms. This is the Kraken model. It fits a number of tools. It's a great holster. Tier 1 Concealed is another great Kydex manufacturer. And for the battle belt, this is great. Retention is awesome. The QLS system by Safariland allows for quick change between your tools. So again, Legacy Firearms and Tier 1 Concealed are two really good options to consider for Kydex, provided they, again, make one that fits your tool. Next up, the sommelier would like to show you a couple of holsters. One that he really likes, one that he doesn't use at all because he doesn't like it that much. First up is the one that he does like, and this is probably the second or third holster that the sommelier had Rocky Felix over at Pure Customs make for him. Here you can see the John Wick coin, pretty cool, dragon scale blue. Once again, IWB, OWB, Cowdex, completely adjustable. Love this holster, fits the Combat Master like a glove, great retention. I'm going to compare that up against a holster that, quite frankly, was very disappointing. And before I get into it, this is a great opportunity for the sommelier to remind the viewers that all of the opinions expressed here are those of the sommelier. But additionally, the sommelier is not sponsored by anyone. The sommelier purchases all the tools that he shows, all the accessories. So just want to show the viewers finer tools, finer accessories, and I show what I like, and I'll talk about things I don't like, and this is one of the things the sommelier really had a bad experience with. You can see the logo here. This is a holster by Southern Trapper. They're obviously a very large company, and they make holsters for a lot of companies. Let me tell you what really don't like about it. So this one is IWB, OWB also. This one actually has more adjustability because it doesn't just have drilled holes, so it has really the ultimate adjustability up and down. The bad news is if that comes loose, your holster is moving up and down. So while it creates flexibility, it also has a downside. The IWB clips, seriously, we can do better than that, guys. For those of you who own Southern Trapper holsters, you know a couple of things. First of all, they're not cheap. Secondly, you wait a long time for them, so you expect a little bit more. So the biggest really frustration that the sommelier experienced with this holster is this. And if you've watched any vids on leather holsters before, you've heard people talk about holsters that are just too soft. They start to deform quickly. Now that creates retention when it goes against your body, so there is an upside. But there's a lot more downside. And when you compare this up against this, like, we're not in the same universe here. We just really are talking about two completely different products. I mean, you cannot, if you try as hard as you can, I could drive my SUV over this thing, you are not going to squeeze it flat. It's very hard, like Kydex. Rocky calls it Cowdex. So you have the stiffness of Kydex, which is one of the benefits of Kydex, but you have the feel and the comfort of leather. So you really get the best of both worlds. And that's why the sommelier has shown a lot of preference for the work by Rocky. But again, The sommelier buys everything from Rocky at full retail. Not sponsored by Pure Custom. Just happen to love his work. He makes quality leather holsters. Again, I know I may get a lot of hate over this, but you know, once you drive a Ferrari, you can't go back to a Volkswagen. It just ain't going to happen. Well, this concludes another episode of the Holster Sommelier. Look forward later this week to the head-to-head comparison between the Combat Master and the Pit Viper. Once again, the Sommelier very much appreciates all the subscribers, all the comments, all the likes. If you haven't joined, please join in. Helps keep the Sommelier excited to produce new content. Until then.